guess it's early, but Morgan's rocking out to the intro music here. Welcome back to In the Can 2011 Sundance Film Festival. Morgan Spurlock is with us. We may as well just get you a place here.
I know, right? I should just move in.
You're coming back all the time.
I'm going to move into the studio over there.
We've got room. We've got couches everywhere.
I know,
They're very comfortable.
Nice. Very
I mean, they look very comfortable.
It's very warm and cozy.
Yeah. Well, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's always a better Sundance with you around.
Oh, thanks. You say that to everybody.
I really do, actually, but no, I mean it this time. Another great idea, and that's the thing I like about your shows is your movies do two things for me. One, they're just entertaining ideas. They're really thoughtful ideas. But secondly, they're things that I see the idea and I want to know more the same way you want to know more, which is the reason why you make the movie. And this one, the greatest movie ever sold.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's a film that looks at the world of product placement, marketing, and advertising. That is kind of taken over.
That?
It's well, here it is. Oh, here. As I was in your warm-up suite having a Booster Juice.
Thank goodness that's a local Park City company.
This part of the interview is brought to you by Booster Juice. Where's my camera? Is that what it? Thank you, Booster Juice.
You've done this before, haven't you?
That's good. Yeah.
See, I'm already feeling icky, and Booster Juice. No, I gotta say, Booster Juice. I mean, they do feed us. They take care of us. And we're really grateful to hear. But it brings up a point.
It brings up a point, and that's where the whole movie kind of came from. I tell you, the moment where me and my producing partner Jeremy Chilnick and I kind of started talking about this was we watched an episode of Heroes, and so there was this girl. What's the blonde girl's name on the show? The cheerleader.
The cheerleader. Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah. She was given a car by her father, a Nissan Rogue, and so like literally she's like, "Oh my God, Dad, the Nissan Rogue? You're giving me the Rogue? Oh, I can't believe it's a Nissan Rogue." And then later on,
beauty shot on the
car, like literally the camera pans right past the logo. Cut to later in the show, she's like, "Come on, guys, let's get out of here to the Nissan Rogue," and it was just like so unbelievably awful.
Was that the moment?
It was literally that moment where we were laughing about how just like in your face it was, and so then we just started talking about other movies and TV shows that do it. From iRobot, where here's or not iRobot. Well, the one is like whatever. Will Smith in a giant, pulling out a giant pair of Converse. Men in Black, which was like a giant commercial.
Well, their whole lab was filled. It basically was a mall.
Yeah, exactly.
Taco Bell and a Starbucks and all those things.
The Terminal, the Tom Hanks movie. Right. That whole thing was a complete commercial for every single one of those airport companies. So we just said, let's make a movie that looks at the world of product placement, marketing, and advertising, and have the whole thing be paid for by product placement and advertising. So that was kind of where we were like that. That's a
so
great
did you
idea.
Actually place products within the movie about product placement?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so the whole film is me trying to go out and like get brands to get on board, to get them to pay for the film, to get them to be in the film, to integrate them into the film, and it becomes this very meta heady trip that we go on.
Now I'm sure the sponsors were thrilled, as they always are.
Well, they haven't seen the movie yet.
Good point.
Yeah, no, I could literally the best part is not one of them has seen the film.
Will they ever?
Oh, they're all coming.
To the premiere. They're going to come to the premiere.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be an interesting Q&A for you.
They will all be there.
Well, let's look at the other side, though. I mean, obviously, you had to talk to some movie makers, some producers, some production companies, find out their process. I know a lot of these companies actually have people in place with the title product placement manager or what have you.
And what's amazing is they have people that literally, there's companies that get scripts before the movies ever come out.
Right.
And so they're going through them saying, we could put this car here, or we could put this drink here.
But they've been doing that for years, though. They've been doing that for decades. That's been part of the Madison Avenue advertising since the 60s.
But even so much now where they're actually influencing script changes, because now, especially for television, where TV, people have, it's the TiVo revolution. Nobody's watching commercials. So now they're like, we'll give you some more money. We'll put these things in the show. There was this terrible thing that I saw on, which we wanted to put in the film and we didn't. It was Days of Our Lives, which soap operas are their own animal, because they actually started as advertisements for soap companies.
Right.
That's where the whole name came from. But there was this woman where she sits down at the table, she goes, "Oh, what's that?" And he goes, "What? You mean my Cheerios?" And she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I went to the doctor. He said I should, check out my heart and my cholesterol. So you know that eating just one bowl of these could lower your cholesterol." But she goes, "Well, that's why I got them in my house." And like it was like, what is this?
Well, that dashes my view of soap operas, because soap operas are so real for me.
They're so real,
because that conversation could happen.
If Franco's going to do them, they must be real. If James Franco's in them, there must be something respectable.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, what was the reaction? I mean, when you approached production houses and said, this is what I want to do. It's not like we don't know what's going on, but at the same time, do they think we don't know what's going on?
But yeah, well, I think that people know. It's like a nod and a wink that they think they know what's going on, but it's like the forest for the trees, you know, that they continue to do their job, and they're like, oh, everybody knows about it, but I don't think everybody knows how kind of pervasive it is, you know, and how much it exists, how much work goes into it. And the amazing thing for me is what you see in the film is how many people just would not play ball at all with me on this movie, like hundreds and hundreds.
That was my question, because, you know, they thought that the great secret was out, like pro wrestling was staged, you know, or something like that.
They write pro wrestling? You've ruined my...
I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, pro wrestling, Vince McMahon, yeah. No, but
actually, Vince McMahon is the Easter Bunny. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like I would call corporations, you know, call companies. Well, first, you know, we started off trying to call advertising agencies, and the advertising agencies wanted nothing to do with this film. We started calling production companies, you know, basic production, like placement companies, and no placement companies would talk to us or take part and then we started to find one or two of those. But then ultimately, we were like, you know, we're going to call the companies ourselves. You know, I'm just going to chase them, you know, on my own, and that's when people started calling us back. But literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of companies were like, we want zero to do with this. Like, we don't know what this is going to be. We don't trust you. We already saw what you did to that other company. Like, you're not doing that to us.
Well, which already tells me it's going to be a good documentary.
Yeah.
But we actually have a clip, and you're talking about the idea of, you know, a lot of what you did was go out and pitch this idea.
And this is in the beginning when we first started going out to companies that represent brands. Okay. So this is like when we first started going out to agencies to try and get them to help us make this film.
Okay, let's take a look at it. It is the greatest movie ever sold. You're doing the pitch. And during the clip, our manager actually throws you the big bag of swag.
It is great to be back here at PCTV.
Did you see how his whole demeanor changed? Did you see how that worked out? Boom, he's on. And one of the things about your documentary is
look at all the swag that's in here.
I know.
That is a gigantic bag of swag.
Wow.
If you ever have the chance to come on PCTV, filmmakers.
Become a famous documentarian. Walk away with free stuff.
That's right, free swag.
That's really
well. That's what you also start to realize in the movie, which we talk about. Who they sponsor things, like people who become branded or get stuff from brands.
Right.
And it's like the people who get the free stuff are people who don't really need free stuff.
That's
you know,
isn't that odd?
Do these famous people need more free stuff? Come on.
I mean, that always made me feel a little weird when, you know, like, you know, the Oscar bag or whatever. You know, you had about literally 6 or 5 figures.
100,000 bags.
Yeah, you know, iPods and iPads and new cars and all this stuff for people who go up and announce an award.
Yeah.
My first thought was, why don't you give it to the makeup person?
That's right.
You know, why don't you give it to the grip or, you know, somebody like that? But that's not how we roll.
That's not how we roll.
No. I was noticing in the clip, by the way, you were giving the pitch, and you had some great cuts to these smiles like, I don't know how to react to this. I don't know what he's talking about. He's going to ruin our entire industry.
There was. It's one of those movies where from the beginning, when I walked in the room, people are completely judging me, and not judging them, but then second guessing like, this was a terrible idea. We never should have let that camera in here.
Well, there was one guy that was like, you know, looking at you, then kind of did one of these.
Yeah. He's filming this right now.
Yeah,
this is actually
going back to
this is going to be captured forever. Yeah.
So were you pleased with the outcome?
I think.
I mean, every documentary takes you somewhere. Were you pleased with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think this film is really smart. I think it's funny. It's different than anything we've made. So I think that what I like about it, it's this real organic process. This film is truly organic because, like, literally, you see this whole thing take shape over the course of the movie. Like, there was nothing planned from the beginning except from this idea, where literally it just gestates as you know, people come on board and kind of help dictate what the movie's going to be.
Well, that's the Morgan Spurlock film, though. I mean, you start out as clueless as we do.
That's right.
You really do.
And usually end up a little more clueless than everybody else.
What's you've been talking about future projects real quick. What are you doing now?
We're doing this great movie that we're editing right now with Stan Lee and Joss Whedon and Harry Knowles and Thomas Tull, the guy who created Legendary Pictures. We're doing a film all about San Diego Comic-Con that we shot at Comic-Con last year.
Right.
And so we're editing that right now. We're going to try and have that done, you know, in the next few months. But
good. We'll see you next year then, right?
Absolutely.
Good, because, you know, it's every 4 years now. It's been every 3. We need to see you more often.
A little quicker. Yeah, exactly.
Morgan Spurlock. When is the premiere? Tell us.
The premiere is tomorrow. It's Saturday at 2:30.
Okay, and it'll be playing obviously all week throughout the festival.
Yeah.
The greatest movie ever sold. Good luck selling it.
Thank you.
And,
brought to you by PCTV.
Thank you, of course.
Thank you, PCTV.
Yes, we got that in. All right, we'll be back with more in the can after this. Stay tuned.